Hi, welcome to Leap Taken. This is Mika, and here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. So today, I wanted to talk about some spooky people. Spooky people to me are people who are just driven by fear when it comes to the idea of anything, witchcraft, hoodoo, voodoo, Wicca, whatever. These are crazy terms to them, and it freaks them out. And what I want to talk about is just how do you deal with that? We're coming up on our which is New Year, Samhain, this Thursday. So excited, and you may probably be encountering more of those people, especially if you're out. You're out and you're proud witch. You're most likely going to deal with them because the jokes, little ridicule, and if you have a good sense of humor, it's fine, especially if it's people you know. I don't want to say it's fine. It's still probably not really fine, but you deal with it, you tolerate it, and as long as they don't keep up with it, keep going, keep poking at you too much. Because for a lot of people, joking is a defense mechanism. It's how they cope. I don't know. And if it's something they don't understand, you make a joke about it. So we know that about people, so we let it go. They're still spooky people, though they're just a little bit more clever at hiding it. So the type of spooky people that irritate me the most are the ones who are very quick to tell you what they don't believe as far as what witchcraft related. And I'm saying witchcraft very broadly. So let's say you practice an ATR, let's say you practice, like I said, voodoo, hoodoo, or Wicca. I know a lot of people don't consider that witchcraft, so paganism. Let me go, because I don't want to offend anybody. We'll just say paganism. So you're a pagan. Spooky people will tell you how much, they don't believe in what you're doing. They don't believe it works. But later, it'll come out that they're afraid. And how do you know they're afraid? Because those little jokes they make is the ones where it's a joke about you putting a hex on them or cursing them or something like that. So which is it? If it doesn't work, then how can I put a curse on you? But anyway, that always cracks me up. And that happens a lot. That happens a lot where people don't believe you, but yet somehow they only believe you're capable of baneful magic. Anyway, I've always found that interesting. But I wanted to talk more about just how to rise above all that, because I'm making it funny right now, but it gets old and it wears thin, because this isn't a joke to us. It's not a joke to me. I'm not super sensitive about practicing witchcraft, meaning you don't have to be careful saying things around me to offend me. But at the same time, I do want to be respected. I don't even understand why it has to come up in conversation half the time, but I do demand some level of respect. I have boundaries, and I'm not comfortable with, too much dialogue in a negative sense about something that I believe to be true and right for me and for my life. One of the ways that I sort of rose above it all dealing with people like that, because now let's talk about this. Most of the time, the people are going to be people you know. So we're talking about family and friends, maybe coworkers, who might be friends, it depends. But for the most part, my answer to deal with that is to distance yourself. And when I mean distance yourself, I don't mean ice them out, never talk to them again, and ignore them when they talk to you. But people get that you're being distant. And if they know they've been making comments under the guise of being funny, or if they've just been directly making comments to you, wanting to debate what you believe and why it's not working, or it's superstition, or whatever the thing is, if you are dealing with somebody like that, basically don't answer the call. It's a covert thing you have to do. You slowly ice them out to kind of teach them a lesson. You don't instantly take that call. You don't respond quickly to that text. You may get back to them, but you sort of keep them arm's length away. If they are, you're distant. You distance yourself. If you're having if you have to talk to them, keep it light, keep it distant. And most people will pick up on it. I'm talking from experience here. Most people will pick up on it and they sense the distance, and they might even ask you, especially the person who's more direct. They'll ask you, "Oh, why are you like that? What's wrong?" Now, depending on the type of person you're dealing with, they might even they might even directly ask you, "Oh, are you mad because I made that comment?" or something like that. And at that point, that's up to you if you want to have the dialogue. Otherwise, you could say, "Honestly, I really don't want to talk about it. I don't want to. I don't want to." And you're allowed to not talk about it. If they continue on, you can always end the call. If they're in your face, you could always walk away. Because this is not a joke to you. This is your lifestyle. This is something your whole life is based in witchcraft at some point. At least depending on how you practice. I know for me, it's infused in everything I do. Literally everything I do, from the time I wake up to my dreams when I'm asleep, and when I lay my head down before, everything I do has some witchcraft infused in it. That's just how I operate. If I hear something is happening to someone I love and I care about, I say, I'll put a positive intention out. You see things, oh, I'm sending love and energy, healing love and energy or something like that. I mean that when I say that. I don't say I pray for you. I'm sending you healing, love, energy. That's something I really mean. The other thing that I do is just stop caring, or I've done, is stop caring. Not stop caring about the people. Stop caring about what comes out their mouth. You can't control, we practice witchcraft, but the reality of it is you can't really control people unless they're weak-willed. And if they're weak-willed, they might not be talking to you about this sort of stuff because you could have easily manipulated them to stop. So you're dealing with somebody with a different, their will is strong. Their will, unfortunately, is to annoy you. But, there's ways of dealing with that. Don't give it energy. By not caring is to not fuel the energy. Sometimes people are just waiting for a reaction. They want an argument. They want discourse. If you never give it energy, then it's just landing. It's landing flat. Does it bother you? Yes, but you don't visibly show it's bothering you. How do you not show? By not even getting into the discourse. Don't go back and forth. That's how you stop caring. Because from their point of view, you don't care. You don't care that they're making these comments. Of course you care. But from them, and what should follow is them not getting any energy. Where are you going to go with it? So they'll stop, probably harass somebody else, but they should get off of you and leave you alone. But excuse me, but yeah, that one's tricky because that could take some time, especially if they're eager to annoy. I've had that type around me. And then finally, just for me, it's no more walking on eggshells for me. There's no more trying to be discreet. Why do I have to be discreet? Because of spooky people. And, their blind faith to a system they deep down really don't believe in. Because if you really believed in it, then you wouldn't even be pressed about me. You wouldn't be thinking about what I'm doing, because it wouldn't even be a conversation, because you would have prayed to your God about it and been done with it. You wouldn't feel the need to go back and forth with me. But I am comfortable with practicing witchcraft the way that I do. I like making these videos. I love sharing knowledge. I don't mind, sharing as much as I know. So I'm not going to stop doing that. And I don't mind others knowing. I don't care, or I don't want to say I don't care, because that's not true. I don't mind. It's not a concern for me. It's not a concern that I don't follow any other path. I have no interest in explaining myself. Let me be very clear. So just because I'm not walking on eggshells don't mean I'm your Wikipedia. I'm not walking around explaining every move I make under the guise of witchcraft. I'm not walking around trying to constantly keep explaining myself either, because that's not fun. But I don't mind sharing for those who really want the information. you know? And I don't mind being out of the broom closet either, because it's no fun to be in there. It gets claustrophobic. And if I'm being honest, unless you are under the threat of violence, then I would say come out the closet. I know everybody watching this is not in a position, because they, depending on where you live and who you live with, it could be very dangerous to tell people that you practice witchcraft. It could affect your money, because we have small-minded people, and they somehow make a connection that, you eat children. I don't know. People crazy. People are crazy. In the same way that, and I'm not comparing witchcraft to homosexuality. I'm not. But what parallels is how the assumption jumping happens from the spooky people. For instance, I just had this conversation with my daughter. I notice within certain groups, when you talk about homosexuality, pedophilia seems to go hand in hand with them. If you're homosexual, you're a pedophile. Then, in other groups of people, the assumption jumps from, you must be into bestiality. We've heard things in the news, the far right people make those types of comments, well, why don't we just make bestiality illegal? And it's like, how did we go from one to the other? Like, wait, slow down. So, same-sex equals bestiality? Same-sex equal pedophilia? Come on. So, it's just these crazy-ass leaps that people jump. These crazy assumptions that are just based in fear and ignorance. And the same thing can come with, if you say you practice witchcraft. So even with all of that, I still proudly walk around being a witch. And I don't have any signage. I do have a shirt that says I'm a witch. I got that from Walmart. It says I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a witch. Yeah, that's my broadcasting. But outside of that, no, I don't typically walk around with a sign. But I also have no reason to hide it either, if asked, if it comes up in conversation. So, thank you for watching, and I hope my little helpful tips on how I deal with the spooky people helps you. They're a pain in the butt. We know this. They're not going away, and for some of us, we're related to these people. Unless you did like me and moved across the country, you probably have to deal with them. See, I'm out of the loop with that, but sorry for you. You can always move. No, you don't have to move. You just have to, put up your defenses, because you have to. Don't be so wide open for ridicule. You kind of got to toughen up a little bit. And whatever you do not explain yourself. You don't owe anyone an explanation. Who just wants to get enough information to twist it on you anyway? Don't give it energy, and eventually it withers. That viewpoint won't be your problem because you didn't give it energy, and eventually it'll wither away anyway. So thank you for watching. If you like the video, go ahead and hit like. And if you really like the video, please subscribe. Thanks. Bye.